I felt free.
We're waking up this cold February morning in Torres del Paine National Park in Patagonia. It's cold, it's windy, but it's absolutely magical.
I wanted an adventure. I wanted something new. I gave you half my heart and figured there is just no trust in you. Fool you, I will fool you, I will fool you. 'Cause you're never gonna get the best of me. Use you, I will use
Howdy, y'all. We are in Puerto Natales today. Pretty much almost at the very bottom of Chile, of the world. Last time we left you guys, we were in Torres del Paine. So since we've started this trip down from the United States all the way to the tip of Chile, we have pretty much documented every adventure, every site, every landscape, everything we see, we videotape and we share with you guys. And that's really why most of you are here, so that you can see these sites, you can see what we're up to, and we really appreciate it. However, making it to Torres del Paine was a huge milestone, and we really wanted to enjoy it. So we kind of took the day off. We filmed as much as we could so that we can share some of the sites with you guys, but we really just spent some time together, we soaked it up, and we had a great time. But after being there for a little while, we decided to head down to Puerto Natales, which is where we're at today. I'm making a loaf of sourdough. We've got some activities lined up. We're gonna have some fun.
What did you just say?
What'd you do with the Oreos?
You cannot have Oreos for breakfast.
I can have whatever I want.
No, sir. If Trent's gonna dictate whether I can have Nutella for breakfast, certainly he can't have Oreos for breakfast. Certainly.
Wow.
We're just kidding, guys. We're adults. Trent can eat whatever he wants for breakfast. I actually really appreciate all of your input and feedback on Nutella, though. It's something that I love, but after reading your comments, I don't think it's something we're gonna continue to buy. It's got some questionable ingredients, and it's actually pretty bad for the environment. And I'm sure there's other delicious chocolatey spreads for me to find.
All right, so the first stop that we've got today is very similar to the big hand, the Mano del Desierto that we saw in northern Chile. It's very similar. Yes, I locked it. I always lock it. I always lock the door. We've talked about this before. I lock the door. I usually double check that I lock the door, and then Allie reminds me to lock the door.
It's just in case.
It's a just in case. I would love to get on top. It's kind of like Mario. You gotta like climb on the small one to like jump onto the bigger ones.
Wow.
I could do it.
Please don't do it.
I could do it. I just might fall down here.
Don't, please. Trent? Please don't do it. Come on. There's no need.
Should I do like a yoga pose?
No, be careful. Be careful. Trent, what are you doing? You don't have to do this!
Dang it! I could jump and do it, but I was trying to be safe.
So there's this crazy statue at the entrance of Puerto Natales called a Milodón, which I believe is kind of like a giant sloth that they found remains in this area of 5,000 years ago. This area actually had all these crazy animals that are now extinct, including a dwarfed horse, saber-toothed tigers, but for some reason they chose the giant sloth, not the saber-toothed tiger, as their mascot at the entrance of this town. I mean, it is huge. It's crazy.
And like Allie was saying, they found remains of this animal from 5,000 years ago in a cave nearby, and that's where we're going next.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing.
Gracias.
On every occasion I whisper your name.
This region of Patagonia is known as the Ultima Esperanza, which means the last hope. Interesting. But I guess 11,000 years ago, when there was this crazy tundra and huge environmental changes taking place, there were a lot of big animals, some of which are extinct now. Huge guanacos, bears, foxes, saber-toothed tigers, things I've never even heard of, macrauchenia, which looks like a Star Wars camel horse with an anteater snout. We're all here. And of course, the infamous giant sloth.
It's just really cool. I mean, when you think about things that are extinct, you think about dinosaurs and all different other types of mammals, but to be here and like learn about these things individually that used to live here, and I think they found a lot of them remains up in this cave that we're gonna go to, makes it feel like this place is even more special.
You know, I really would have loved to see a lot of these animals except for the hog-nosed skunk. I'm glad we
No,
missed
that's still
that.
alive.
Oh, it's still alive. That could be right here, right now.
Wow. Literally, the size of this place is like quite daunting. I thought it was gonna be like a small little cave where they're gonna have like remains and whatnot. This cave is enormous.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it was eroded over time by glaciers that would advance and recede and basically just work away pieces of it.
So I guess since the late 19th century, archaeologists have been excavating and looking through this cave. They've actually found remains of animals and even humans from as far back as 14,000 years ago. Only a small part of the cave has ever been excavated. They're still working through it piece by piece. But I guess it's been here for a very long time.
Come on,
You're a
Trent.
dog in here. Is there a great boy? Hi.
Oh boy.
Hello. Did you have a nice little nap?
Oh, it's a good Frank boy.
Yes.
It's a good Frank boy. Go get him. I don't know what's over there.
Bye. I'm hungry.
I'm actually hungry too, so I think I'm gonna make us a delicious little scramble
Chef Trent.
with some of the food we've got.
Trent has this thing about he doesn't like to whip eggs before adding them to the pan. He likes to break the egg into the pan, kind of like let it cook for a second, and then mix it up with a spatula in the frying pan.
I like to have inconsistencies in the eggs. I like to have yolk and egg white, little mixed, little separated. It gives you like more of a diversity in like what you're eating instead of just like all whipped into one consistency, fluffy, messy. I'm weird. I don't know.
I think maybe he has a point, but also for sure it's eliminating the step of whisking an egg before you put it into the pan. I think it's him just trying to take the easy way out sometimes also.
I never take the easy way.
While Trent is whipping up some breakfast, I wanted to take a second to mention today's sponsor. Today's video is actually sponsored by NordPass, an incredible new password manager created by the cybersecurity experts that built NordVPN. NordPass is an easy and secure way to store all of your passwords in one spot. It has features like autosave and autofill, so you can log into your account with just a few clicks, a password generator that creates secure and complex character combinations instantly. It's got award-winning 24/7 customer support and even 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee. NordPass is doing you guys a huge favor. If you want to get 50% off, you can go to nordpass.com/Trent and Allie or use Trent and Allie coupon code at checkout.
Because if you guys are anything like me and you've forgotten a password or forget your passwords all the time, and then you have to go through the hassle of resetting it and coming up with a new password, and then you forget the new password, these are problems of the past with NordPass.
So thanks again to NordPass for sponsoring today's video. Now I'm ready to eat.
Para ti, mi amor.
Wow, gracias.
It doesn't look like that much. I think I didn't make enough.
I think this is perfect.
But it's okay. We'll just eat again in a little bit.
We're good at that.
We made it back to Puerto Natales. The cave up in the mountains is probably only like 30 or maybe 45 minutes away from town, so it wasn't too far of a drive. Now that we're back here, we have one of the less than savory things to do, one of our chores that nobody likes to do, but Allie always ends up doing it. And if you can tell, we've come to a unpopulated part of town to do it. What are we doing? Cartwheels!
We're cleaning the toilet!
Oh. Yeah, we gotta clean the poop.
Emptying the poop is kind of like my job, my chore. We each have unofficial jobs living in the van, and they're not always the best job, but we're very accustomed to them being our roles. And so because I'm kind of a clean freak, it's not that I don't trust Trent to do the job correctly. It's just that if I do it myself, I know it'll meet my standards of cleanliness.
He has really high standards.
I just want it to be clean.
So I'll give you guys the distance view while Allie finishes up here. If you guys don't know, you basically put some type of aerating material. You can use peat moss. A lot of times we'll use like potting soil or anything that can actually let the substances breathe, and that helps them decompose. And then when you're done, we usually just double bag it in a garbage bag and throw it in a dumpster, or we'll dig a hole and actually dump it all into the hole, not the garbage bag, just the remains. And that's pretty much the way that we deal with it. A lot of people, you know, you have different ways of dealing with your waste in a van, and we think the composting toilet is numero uno. And if you're curious, we have a link in the description for our composting toilet.
Remember how I called you my long-term project? I'm slowly seeing results.
Are you filming me?
Yeah, I'm filming you.
I don't like that.
All right.
The slider's still open.
Oh, the slider's still open. Is it still open?
Why not?
Okay. All right. We are poop-free?
We're de-pooped.
We're de-pooped?
Like a shrimp.
That's just super gross. We're de-pooped. We've washed thoroughly multiple times. We're craving a little reward for keeping ourselves clean, keeping the house clean, getting our chores done. And one of our favorite beers in all of Chile has a brewery right here in town.
I think.
Oh, you don't know?
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure there's a brewery here of Austral. Austral is a lot of the beers we've been drinking since we've been in Chile. The Austral Brewery. Right here. Cervezas Austral Patagonia.
I think they serve it here. I don't think that's a brewery.
I don't know how to get back here if we can't find a parking spot either. On the hunt for parking.
Trent's got moves, people.
They're not good moves, but they're moves.
Oh no!
They're
We have
only
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Opens at 5 p.m.
It's 4:55. This place opens at 5. They're gonna open the door.
Hola. Hola. Gracias.
It's about to overflow. An imperial stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. And it does have like a Mexican mocha flavor. Plus it's really stout. It's really good.
Gracias. Ciao.
Roll really hard.
Heavy.
These guys, because of the wind here, they have a sliding door that's like counterbalanced with this weight so that it keeps the door closed. And then this door is also counterbalanced with a weight because the wind gets intense here and they don't want their doors getting ripped open. Super smart.
So full.
That was amazing. I'm gonna burst at the seams. That burger was so delicious. Is there a Frank boy in here? There he is. There he is, little Frank boy. Super full fridge.
Super full.
We hope you guys had a good time coming along, learning about the giant sloths and the caves, and basically just having a fun day in Puerto Natales.
Thank you again to NordPass for sponsoring today's video. Remember, you guys, click the link in the description or go to nordpass.com/Trent and Allie to get 50% off, or use coupon code Trent and Allie. They're awesome. Check them out.
Also, let me know if I should cut my beard. Thanks for watching.
The answer is yes.
See you guys on the next one.
Adios.